Well, my producing partner, Linda Palmer, called me up one day, and she got the inspiration after Cecil the lion was killed by a Dr. Hunter Poacher for money, and she got incensed by the whole thing. So she called me up and asked me if I would like to co-write the project with her, because we worked together before on a bunch of other projects, and I agreed, and then we started writing it. But the main impetus of the project is to bring awareness to animal poaching, and the larger picture is the destruction of natural wildlife and just nature in general, because people tend to think that the world has infinite resources, whereas it doesn't. And it's about to run out, and we get into that critical point where it's going to impact everybody else. So part of the reason for doing the project is to bring attention to the dwindling wildlife that's being eradicated. Future generations, my grandkids and their kids, lions and other animals that are being poached into extinction right now might not be around. So they'll be able to see photos of them, really. But from my perspective, nature is quite an intricate ecosystem that everything relates to one another. So if you have two limbs or two legs and you cut one off, it'll affect how you walk. So just nature being the way it is, that if you eliminate certain species, it's going to eventually affect everybody else, including the animals and mankind. So that's the larger picture. Okay, so that was the serious side of our goals for this project, is to bring awareness to animal poaching. We also want to give back to some non-profit organizations who are actively involved in that. But the other side, that is the fun side of this project, is that this is actually a fun story that we want to tell. It has a great protagonist in Kat Dex. She's her own person. She solves all her problems. There's great action sequences. There's a great story, a great villain. It's being told on a large scale. It's a much larger project than just the log line. So we were fortunate enough to have a casting session, and I think we found a perfect cat for this short film. Alicia has done a few projects before. We weren't specifically just going for a look. We wanted someone who could actually bring life to this character, and there's a lot of chemistry between her and Chino, who's her best friend. So it was very important for us to find actors that could bring the characters and the words to life, and at the same time bring the subtlety that's in there. So we hope you join us in bringing these characters to life, and in the larger picture, to bring awareness to poaching. Yep.